Hey there, and welcome to your First Alert Weather Plus forecast. I'm Chief Meteorologist Rachel Garceau, and as usual, we start with what's on the way. Here's a lay of the land for the first full week of September. After a hot start to the month, there is a slow and steady cool down in the works, but it will take all the way until next week for temperatures to get to more seasonable and eventually cooler than average conditions, which will bring a little taste of fall our way by the middle of next week. But along with that cool down, as early as Saturday, we have rain chances and some isolated thunderstorm chances that will come and go for several days. Now remember, typically in the month of September, we start off with temperatures in the mid 80s. By the end of the month, we land usually in Boise right around 74 degrees. Morning lows, they drop pretty far as well. We usually started around 57 for those morning lows, and by the end of the month, we're seeing those highs down into the 40s. So pretty chilly, but daytime highs, this is one of our more comfortable months. And as we talk about average rainfall, we see just under half an inch in a normal September. The hottest temperature ever observed in the month of September in Boise was 104 degrees. That was back in 2022. And it is unusual to see triple-digit heat during September. So it's notable that our first 2 days of the month, as we look at our high temps from the last couple of weeks in the City of Trees, notable that we did see 101 and 100 degrees on the 1st and 2nd of September. So that does take our triple-digit temp count to 7 days for the entire year of 2025 so far. Could that be it? That remains to be seen, but this is only the 3rd September ever in Boise that has had multiple triple-digit days. So 2022 was one of those years with 4 days in the triple digits, and those were all records, by the way. 2020 had 2 days as well, but otherwise 2025 will go down in the record books as one of those few Septembers with more than 1 day at or above 100 degrees. It does look like we're waving so long to the triple digits in the short term and very likely in the long term as well. We hit the mid-90s on Wednesday. We'll stay pretty toasty Thursday and Friday, and we'll be toasty for the Boise State home opener on Friday as well. And then you can see that cool down coming in. By Monday, we're into the low 80s, but we don't stop there. We'll continue to cool through the middle of the week, and up in the mountains, same story. We'll be in the mid 80s Thursday and Friday, pretty comfy, and then drop into those mid 70s from Saturday through Monday, with highs continuing to decline for Tuesday and Wednesday next week. So here's the setup that's coming our way. High pressure has really been in control for the last several days. That's what brought us that hot kickoff to the month. Our record-setting Labor Day, 101 on Labor Day, tied the hottest ever temperature for Labor Day in Boise. We have a little bit of monsoon moisture that's in play, mostly riding up and around that ridge of high pressure. Remember, around high pressure, we get clockwise rotation. So most of this moisture in the middle of the week is moving off to our west and then wrapping around a weak shortwave or an area of low pressure over western Oregon. Triggered a couple isolated showers over the Owyhees and eastern Oregon on Wednesday. Could see that play out again on Thursday, but this is what we're watching for Saturday and beyond. We have a pair of low pressure centers that are going to eventually merge, and that will start drifting its way eastward and bring in those higher rain and storm chances, and eventually that shot of cooler air. So thing one out of thing two, or out of these two, I should say, the opening act, if you will, arrives on Saturday. So just about a 30% chance that most of us will see any rain or storm activity, kind of splash and dash showers if they develop. We'll see those chances linger, but very low levels of precipitation chances Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And then the kind of main event from that system, the core of that low pressure, will come on shore and into our neck of the woods on Wednesday. That will boost precipitation chances across the region and will bring in our coolest temperatures that we've seen in quite some time as well. So let's walk through Futurecast. This only takes us through the short term, but I'll start us here on Thursday morning. We'll have some clouds in play off and on Thursday. Just enough moisture and dynamics in the atmosphere that, again, a couple of isolated showers, maybe a rumble of thunder could pop up over the Owyhees, likely not having an impact on the Treasure Valley. Friday will be nice and sunny until the evening, and then once again with that monsoon moisture, as the heat of the day takes hold, we could see another round of thunderstorms over the Owyhees, potentially a few stronger storms. Rain, not as much of a threat here as gusty winds and those lightning strikes on dry ground. Rain becomes a bigger threat as the atmosphere gets more saturated over the weekend. By Saturday morning, you can see there's that chance of a shower popping in. This is about midday. We may not see a ton of sunshine on Saturday, which could limit storm development, but we could have those off and on showers coming and going throughout the day. I don't think it's a washout any of the days that I'm seeing right now. Nothing's a complete washout, but still, it will look and feel a lot different from the hot, dry weather we've we've had for the last several days. And then by Saturday evening, a round of stronger storms is possible in far southern Idaho, and that will likely just play on repeat for Sunday as well. So let's talk about that upper level pattern. So here's that high pressure. You can see as we move into Friday, it slowly starts sliding to the east as the system off to the west makes its approach. So the first piece of energy from this system really comes in Saturday and Sunday. And you can see this will take a little while to make its way into the Pacific Northwest. This is all the way next Wednesday. This system slowly treks eastward, hitting the Pacific Northwest on Wednesday. We're on the eastern fringe, and it looks very likely that we will continue to have cool, somewhat active weather in play through the end of the work week next week. That will take our temperatures down into the 70s in the Boise area by Tuesday into Wednesday and likely beyond. So if you're just itching to unpack the sweaters, get that fall wardrobe out, I think by next week it'll come in handy, especially in the mornings. We'll talk about that in our 7-day forecast. We have some cool mornings coming our way next week. But in the short term, heat remains our big weather headline. So Thursday afternoon, we're still in the 90s across the Treasure Valley, mid 80s up in our central mountain locations, places like Lewiston up north, still in the triple digits and still hot in Portland, 90 degrees Thursday afternoon. Slowly, though, we'll see all of those temperatures start to fade back closer to seasonable norms. 92 on Friday in the City of Trees. Kickoff, by the way, 7 o'clock on the Blue on Friday as Eastern Washington comes to town to take on the Boise State Broncos, likely right around 91 degrees. So if you're planning on attending the game, I say shorts, T-shirts, all the things, the summer gear is your best bet for that game on Friday. And then looking at Saturday, we continue to cool, 88 to kick off the weekend. Really pleasant temperature-wise, but again, keep an eye on the sky and just be ready for a couple of those showers that could develop Saturday as that first wave of moisture starts to work its way in. 7-day outlook for the Central Mountains. You can see the sunshine will just kind of come and go. Friday, I think, out of the next week, likely ends up being our sunniest day. That's ahead of that system that will start making its way in, bringing those rain and storm chances to the mountains, even though in places like McCall, storm chances pretty low. Can't rule it out completely, but still, again, not a washout of a day. Get a little break likely on Monday, and then the showers really come in Tuesday, Wednesday with the core of that system, and temperatures hover in just the upper 60s. Wednesday at this point does look to be our most active day across the region, though it all kicks off on Saturday. Magic Valley, same setup, will be hot, a little bit hazy to wrap up the work week. We still do have some wildfire smoke in play. Upper 80s expected in Twin Falls for Thursday, and Friday will slide to the low 80s with those storm chances wrapping up and shower chances, especially on Saturday. They get dialed back quite a bit. I think we'll be dry to kick off the work week next week, and then as that system comes in, we'll knock our temperatures back down in Twin Falls to 71 degrees by the middle of the week, with a couple more splash and dash showers coming in Tuesday and Wednesday. All right, Boise area, here's your 7-day outlook. We talked about the slide in temperatures. We'll land in the 90s through Friday, 80s over the weekend, and then if you're really looking forward to an early taste of fall, by next Wednesday, highs will top out in just the mid-70s, morning lows in the mid-50s with scattered showers coming in for the middle of the week. Thanks so much for tuning into this Weather Plus forecast. We'll catch you next time.